figure. You were the trigger.
Sanibonani kami Nosipho, welcome back to my channel. How long has it been since this happened? Since I sat in front of my camera, since I just spoke to you guys, since I filmed for you guys, since I just anything really on YouTube for real. It's been forever, and guys, I really did want to create content for you. However, school has been busy. You guys know I'm on mission degree. We're on mission degree, and I hope you guys do understand that. However, at the moment I'm in my forensics week, so the bright side is that I have pretty much finished all my hard blocks for the year. Thank you, God. So if you feel like addressing me now, or rather henceforth as Dr. Mhlanga, please feel free to do so. I'm joking. We don't want to speak too soon. I still have 4 whole blocks to get through, but God has been good. I've passed my blocks, I've done really well, and because I'm in forensics week, which is really chilled, it's just a week of forensics. We have an exam on Friday and just one assignment. I have a little bit more time because it's slower paced, less work to do, so I figured, hey, let me sit down and film a video for you guys. And fitting because also tomorrow is picture day, so the graduation committee for this year has decided to make a yearbook for us, so for that reason we're going to be taking pictures tomorrow. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with my makeup. I've never worn makeup to school ever. This would be the first time that I go to school looking like this, so I just wanted to figure it out because the picture time is between 7 and 8 in the morning. Ridiculous, but I wanted to know today so I wouldn't like take too long tomorrow to figure out what I wanted to do. So I didn't want to go too hard too fast because I would be going from like lip gloss and mascara to a whole 150% slay queen. So I just figured I'd keep it a bit in the middle, a Jordan Woodsy kind of natural soft, I look absolutely amazing but it's not too much kind of look. So if you guys would like to see how I created my in-between version of like a kind of Jordan Woods look, then do keep watching. And I do just chat like about singleness and my single state at the moment, and how I feel like we should all be singling more effectively. So if you'd like to hear a bit more about that and hear me share about that, then also do keep watching. But until the next video, I love you all and God ever stay blessing you. Eventually, please call me back. Eventually, fall back into me, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start with the eyes because that is going to be quite uninteresting, especially because if you look at the picture of Jordan Woods that I'll probably put on the side of the screen so you guys can see what it looked like, her eyes were pretty much neutral really. There was nothing on them to be honest. So I'm going to be doing something very similar. I'm first gonna conceal over my eyes, and then after concealing, then I will just apply some very neutral colored shadow. So how have you guys been while I've been away? I hope everybody's been good. I've been good. My life is quite a bit different now than before I left. I was just listening to Triggered by Jenny Eichel. It's a very vulgar song, before you guys judge me, I know. However, it's a song that I feel I very much relate to, and it actually worries me that I can relate to this song. And sure, I don't know, I feel like that just made me sit here and think about like everybody that's done me wrong, and I feel like it's such an addictive song and I've been listening to it, but I realized also at the same time it's been making me so aggro. Like I've been very angry at the people that have hurt me in the past, and not just relationship people but like friends alike. I was even sitting thinking, shucks, that person lied to me. I didn't even realize that they lied to me. And obviously the ex-boyfriend tip, I was also like quite upset about them as well. People that I wish I could genuinely forget. But yeah, it's a good song though, so if you want to like try it out and listen to it, maybe do check it out on iTunes, Google Play Music. It's a good jam. But if you're emotionally scarred, as I feel like I've just realized that I may be, it may trigger you too, which is what I think the whole point of the song is. So I'm just going to go in with this very neutral brown shade to set the eyes. But that also got me thinking, the whole me being triggered by the story of everybody who's done me wrong, that including my exes. And it actually made me realize that, hey, I feel like I'm not singling well. Like, I'm not being single well, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm singling, but I'm not very content with being single. Because, I mean, I feel like if I didn't really care about my single status and not being in a relationship, or I guess I didn't miss being in a relationship, or if I wasn't particularly lonely, then I wouldn't be so upset by a song like that, because then I wouldn't be, I guess, thinking twice about my exes or caring about my exes, or not necessarily caring about them, but letting the memories of those people and just the people that have hurt me in general also affect me. And that worried me, you know? It got me thinking about what the status is of single people in general. Are you single and satisfied? Or are you like single and discontent and literally hoping and praying by the last breath in your lungs that God brings you a man or brings you a bae? I've pretty much set my eyes, and as you guys can see, they look extremely neutral, and I just noticed that this eyeshadow is actually a pretty good all over face setting powder for me, because this is the exact same shade as my skin. But anyway, so I just realized that like there's more to being single than waiting for the next person. And oh yes, I was saying that the relationships that we were previously in, that being the last relationship and all the way back to your first boyfriend or whatever the case may be, those relationships ended for a reason. And I just realized that, you know, also in a lot of our relationships, especially as women, when they end, we tend to play the blame game on the other party. Like it's always the guy's fault, he always did something, and sometimes, shame, it is the other person and you did absolutely nothing. But especially in like longer term relationships, it's usually a mix of different things. It's not just the one person who did all of this and the other person who did absolutely nothing. So I'm going to go in with the little bit deeper shade that I'm also going to use all over my lid. It's like a very soft orange. There's also like another side to the story, and that's the side, for me, using me specifically, the side to the story that I contributed. There's a reason why my relationships ended that pertains to me, and there's things that I may have done to effect the ending of my relationships. And me just, I guess, stepping out of the last relationship and getting over the ex-boyfriend isn't enough, because I haven't addressed the issues that I may have, that I may potentially carry into the next relationship. So it really just got me thinking about like how society makes, and we do too, we perpetuate it as well, make it seem like being single is such a burden, and it's something that's so negative. And I mean, obviously worse off when your age is advancing in number, and the closer you get to, I guess, an age that people think you should still not be single at, which is typically like your late 20s. We've made being single seem like such a horrendously terrible thing, when there's so much to be learned in being single, and so much we should be learning while being single, instead of rushing into a whole new relationship. We don't give ourselves the time to breathe, to break, to heal before we start something new. And that's scary, because that obviously means that whatever baggage you carry from the last relationship is likely to follow you into your next relationship, and the chances are that relationship will fail too. And I mean, how I felt about the song and how it made me feel in general, I guess, about my singleness and what happened with my past relationships and just the people that have hurt me, made me really wonder about what my focus is in my single period. And I feel like my focus isn't necessarily 100% on bettering myself, dealing with the problems that I have with me that may have resulted in me being a bad girlfriend, a bad girlfriend, or a bad relationshipper. I'm just literally focusing on praying for the next person when I haven't even taken the time to work on me. And that's absolutely ridiculous and quite scary, because obviously, as I said, when the next person finds me, I'll still be the mess that the last person left me in, and I'll just carry all of that mess into my next relationship. So we really need to start asking ourselves, why do I want another relationship? Why do I want another man? Like, it's quite scary how a lot of us, is this enough? Let me think about it. Can you put a little bit more? A lot of us need to, or rather, a lot of us feel like finding a new relationship or finding a new partner is going to solve all of your life problems, is going to solve all of your worries, is going to basically make you complete and make you a whole human being. Whereas it shouldn't be that way. We should be working on ourselves and making sure that we're the most complete version that we can be, and obviously the only person that can grant us that or help us achieve that is God. So, well, if you, in whatever higher power you believe in, or whatever self-help mechanism you believe in, you should be focusing on that and learning more about yourself, learning more about how you can be an effective human being before you can even try to start attaching yourself to someone else. Because typically, if you think about it, if I'm lost, no idea who I am outside of a relationship setting, because a lot of us attach our value also to relationships. So if I've got no cooking clue who I am outside of a relationship, obviously when I find someone else who also possibly, because of the way people just jump and hop and skip from one relationship to the other, that person is also probably like no cooking clue who he is either. So when you guys come together, instead of making something complete, you just hurt each other more. There's a saying that says hurt people, and a lot of us get into relationships still hurt because we haven't dealt with our baggage, go into a relationship with another hurt person, and then we just hurt each other more. Okay, so I feel like with the eyes we've gotten like a very nice, quiet, neutralish base. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to add, just so that there's a bit of dimension, I'm just going to add a little bit of a lighter color on my lid, more closer to the inner corner, so it's not just like one dimensional. So I think it's really dangerous for us to not take the time to get to know who we are outside of relationships, and maybe that's a good thing for me to be doing with my singleness, and a good thing for all of us to be doing with our singleness. Figure out who you are. So we just need to develop an independent identity outside of relationship and outside of other human beings, so we don't just become like a very, very bad photocopy of a lot of bad experiences. Then another thing that has gotten me thinking is me wanting another relationship. What exactly is it engifunayo lapho? Like, what do I want to achieve in the other relationship? I mean, outside of me having spoken already about how if you're a mess and you basically go find another person that's a mess, you guys are just going to be making a mess together. It's also just been that, like, what if you find someone that isn't a mess, you know, and you find the right person for you, or the person that you feel or you're impressed is made for you. That's like even more devastating than finding the wrong person or finding someone who's a mess and then trying to make a mess together. Finding the right person is even scarier, because then instead of being ready for that right person, or instead of being in a position where you can fully appreciate your supposed life partner, you're going to be a mess, and all you're going to do is ruin that situation, ruin that relationship, and mess up whatever chances you had at true love and genuinely being loved by the person that was meant to love you. And I think that's even more a disaster than dating someone you can break up with and get over. But imagine dating someone that you're going to break up with and that person was your person, you know? So rather be safe than sorry, and don't be meeting your life partners at the worst points in your lives. Rather at least give yourself the opportunity to meet your life partner at a good point in your life where you've worked on yourself, you've learned more about yourself, you've dealt with your issues, and you're at a point where you know better, so you're going to do better. Being single isn't a curse, and gegufe. I mean, so many people are single. I'm single, I'm not dead. I'm pretty sure half the world is single and they're not dead, so we'll survive this. Anyway, I'm moving on to foundation. So I just used some of my Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair to put onto my hand. Then I pumped in 1 pump of my Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless. And then now I'm just going to pour some of my Estee Lauder Double Wear into this mix. And I'm just realizing I should not have done this on the back of my hand, because this is going to make a messy mess. But hey, hopefully it doesn't spill all over the place, and it actually stays on the back of my hand. And then I'm just going to mix all of this in together to make a beautiful, glorious, perfectly color matched mess. And I do this because I'm not trying to look very cake face tomorrow, even though I want my skin to look flawless. I also want it to look very natural, very soft, very like I didn't try, okay? So if I go directly with these both very, very heavy duty foundations, it's going to be likely to dry quickly, not give me enough time to blend, because these are matte long wear foundations, and then also it's gonna make the foundation look very caked up on my face. So mixing it with the double wear, not double wear, advanced night repair, makes it glide on beautifully and makes me create a softer look illusion. Then I'm going to be using this flat top brush by Avon, or from Avon rather, that you guys know I already love, or that you guys already know I love. And I'm going to blend onto my skin. Then another thing that I needed to, I guess, remind myself of, or teach myself in this session or in this situation, is that if singleness isn't God's intended plan for your life, like if He doesn't intend for you to be single forever, then this means that singleness is just a season. Like, you're just in season 1, there's still season 8. Or wow, how did I skip from 1 to 8? You're in season 1, there's still season 2 and season 3 and season 4 and season 5 and season 6. You get my drift. There's many seasons in the story of yours, and this isn't the end for you. So that should also give us so much peace that there are phases in our lives that we need to go through. So instead of fighting the phase and fighting to get out of your current situation, maybe start acknowledging that there may be a reason why you're in that situation or in that phase, and try and learn from that phase or learn from that situation. So when you come out of the other side of it, you come out all better for it. So can we stop fighting seasons that God has put us in and seasons that God has allowed to happen in our lives? God's never going to allow something to happen to you that He knows that you can't bear. The Bible does say that He'll never put more on you than you can bear. So you can bear it. You can be single for a few months or a few years or a few couple of years, hopefully not. But yeah, you can be single for a while. Let it happen. Learn from it. Embrace it. Find the beauty in it. You know, every single dark cloud has a silver lining. My lesson at the moment is dealing with what's in my hands. Like, I've got so much in my hands, so much on my plate, so much I actually need to be working on, so much I need to work with, you know? And instead of focusing on the future and what you'd hopefully hope to have in the future and being obsessed with a relationship that will eventually come if it's God's purpose for your life, focus on what's in your hands and work with that. Try and make the best of what you have, and make sure that you make that beautiful, man. Make that the most amazing thing. Because also, imagine, maybe God wants you to reach a certain level in your life, né? Or a certain level in your personality, in your spiritual walk, just a certain level, you know, and you're not allowing that to happen. And the man that God has for you is in those spaces that you're refusing to enter because you're busy moping around, being... I'm sounding so harsh, like a very stiff mother, but I think I'm shouting at myself as well. I probably am shouting at myself more than anything, but like, you're busy out here moping, stuck in the same place, when God needs you to take a few steps up to reach the level that your future partner is at. And until you get there, Pella, also men pray for Ruths. We act like we're the only ones out here praying for Boazes, and men just accept anything that comes. They're also praying for the ideal life partner, you know. If we're now busy by skoroplap, you're gonna attract skoroplaps to yourself. You can't be a dirty dish rag and then expect to be attracting a Burberry scarf. Like, please respect other people's children, respect people's sons, respect these people's mothers who raised them, because they raised good men for you. They raised a good man for you, and when you want to be mediocre and average and he must accept it because he's a man. No, CC, does not work like that. Where's this brush? Here it is. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. And also don't miss out on your amazing Prince Charming because you still want to be Cinderella the maid. We need you to be Cinderella with the golden slipper, not Cinderella the maid. So be prepared and be open to learning, to improving and bettering yourself so you can be your future partner's dream partner. Can we do better so that we can have better? Yes. Sounds like a company slogan. Should be one. Should be one. Anyway, sorry, I didn't even tell you guys what I was doing. Now I'm just like talking. I used the Allegold Pro HD Concealer, and I'm using that to very precisely highlight my face and to also clean up this eyeshadow line. Then another thing that I think we need to stop doing to ourselves, is to stop subscribing to the whole relationship goals debacle. And that is basically spending your time obsessing over couples you see online and wishing and praying that that was you or that was your life. Those things, as peaceful and as non-malicious as we try to make them seem, genuinely in a lot of people breed so much jealousy. I've realized that like so many of the human beings in the world that are alive and living and breathing right now. I'm just taking the brush that I use for my foundation to blend in the concealer with the rest of my face so we don't have any harsh lines. So many of the human beings living and breathing on this earth are such jealous messes, like complete jealous messes. And a part of it is social media. Social media honestly makes us jealous messes. Like, I mean, for me, I know my jealous mess story is like people and their bodies. Wow, guys, like I get so stressed about people that are fit. I'm using my Black Opal setting powder or face powder to set the concealer under my eyes, and I am going to bake a bit. Like, social media makes us such jealous messes, and we don't realize it. Like, we see it as, oh, I really admire that, but like the way we're so obsessed with other people and their lives and other people and their achievements is borderline scary, and it's no longer just liking or admiring. It becomes an obsession, and that obsession breeds jealousy. Social media is such a highlight of people's lives. Very few people show the negative things in their relationships or the negative things of anything. I mean, if someone is having a fight with their boyfriend, surely that's not the thing that they're going to be posting online. They're going to be posting the trips, and they're going to be posting the fun things, and they're going to be posting the engagements, and they're going to be posting all of the good things about their relationships and their situations, as they should, because it's just a highlight reel. So that's why people will be posting. They won't be posting the bad things. And we then focus on those positive things, and sometimes some people are even in relationships but are still obsessed with other people's relationship goals, and instead of like watering the grass where you are, you're out here wishing for some greener grass that actually may not even be as green as you think it is. But because we're so focused on other people's lives and other people's achievements and wanting what other people have, then you just put yourself in such a stressful situation, babes, and you don't need to be doing that. We do not need to be doing that, So I just feel like the whole relationship goals subscription just breeds a whole lot of jealous people and a whole lot of people under pressure. And then we revel in people's relationships failing even, because if I can't be happy and if I can't have the perfect relationship, why can they? It makes us happy to be able to point a finger at the failing relationship because I'm not in one. So we just really need to do better for ourselves. And even when you're in a relationship, you'll be discontented because you'll be wishing and hoping your partner could provide things that other people's partners are providing that you feel you deserve but you're not getting. And you may be in a perfectly good relationship, in a relationship that's perfect for you, but because the whole world and everybody else's relationship goals and you're not focusing on what's in your hands and what you have, you're just going to cause a whole mess, end up losing someone who is meant for you for something you hope you could have when you're not even sure that that is something that's actually real. Then I'm going to be going into my Inglot palette to contour my face, same as always. It's going to be a very soft bronzy contour with this brush that I got at Clicks at some point in my life. And I'm just going to be dusting that, feathering it very lightly and softly over my cheeks. Yeah, I really doubt I'm going to be wearing this much makeup tomorrow, but I might just. I feel like it still looks very quiet and soft and toned down, but quite flawless as I wanted it to be. And I really like the eyes, especially now with like some foundation on. Looks quite nice. And another thing that I think I've come to realize is there's nothing more beautiful than falling in love with someone who's already fallen in love with themselves. In one of the relationships that I was in, my partner was really very insecure. Like, Sure. And this was obviously like more, not obviously, but it was a consequence of his experiences in past relationships that made him quite insecure. But this insecurity, like, even unintentionally and intentionally, literally crept into so many aspects of our relationship and his life that you could see it like genuinely wasn't intentional, and sometimes he didn't even realize that he was doing it. But dugu dugu, before we realize anything has happened, we're there. And we're in a position where now we have to be dealing with a situation caused by past hurt and things that he maybe hadn't dealt with. And because he wasn't entirely in love with himself and wasn't entirely confident in himself, who he was, and his value as a human being, I guess, and his value to me, even if I loved him to heaven and back, like, he'd never fully accept that love or really believe that that love could be a real thing, because he was so insecure and so discontented with himself. And that made like a lot of the relationship me trying to teach or convince him that I loved him. And obviously, being a human being, like, I also got tired of always needing to be like, but no, it's not like that. I love you and you're enough, and I love you and you're enough. And I mean, there's only so many times that someone can say they love you and you're enough. Like, you need to believe it first. And there's nothing more beautiful than falling in love or having the opportunity to be with in a relationship with a person who's completely contented with themselves. And that's like what your single period is supposed to be for you to get to the point where you're so content with yourself that your partner is a decoration. They're an added piece to an already complete picture, and not the missing puzzle piece, and usually typically the biggest puzzle piece in the picture. Because if that's the case, then I'm going to be using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Medium Dark. Not medium dark. And my Avon Flat Kabuki brush to be brushing away the powder on my face and blending in my contour. So when you get to love a person who is completely contented and sure of themselves and are a complete human being with you, or without you rather, not with you, a complete human being without you, it's the most beautiful experience, because all you guys spend time doing in your relationship is making each other better. We're not trying to first build you in the relationship before we make each other better, because then, wait, the other person will get tired of like spending the entire relationship building you when you should have been pretty much a complete person before they came into the picture. So don't subject people to the worst, the most insecure, the most naggy, the most stressful, and the just most undateable version of you. Give people the opportunity to love. My brushes are falling. I'm using my Kali Bible palette, and I'm going to be using this gold shaded highlighter down here to highlight my face. Give people the opportunity, or your partners the opportunity, to love the best possible version of you. And that's like one of the most beautiful gifts you can give anyone, and the most beautiful gift you can give yourself, because then you give yourself the opportunity to see yourself at your best in a relationship, not at your worst, trying to have people complete you and trying to have people pick up the broken pieces of yourself that you honestly shouldn't have been irresponsible enough to bring into a new relationship. Try and deal with those things yourself so you can actually enjoy the relationships that you get yourself in the future, instead of being stressed and always thinking, oh, my relationships never work, I always get trash guys. Maybe it's just trash you. Give people that opportunity and see how much more beautiful and fulfilling your relationships will be when you relationship complete and not relationship looking for completeness or looking for someone to complete you. Also, that's Jesus's job. Like, don't be giving people's sons the job to fix you and make you complete. Make me over is God's job, not boyfriend's job. So maybe let's get that sequence right as well, so we're not disappointed by putting expectations of people or on people of job descriptions that aren't even theirs. So I've been gone for quite a while. You guys will forgive me. I can't even remember what I was saying. But the plan had been to finish off this makeup look with these very cute, dainty lashes that I really like. They're pretty much similar in length to my natural lashes, but fuller. So I thought they'd look really nice with this look. However, at this present moment, it would seem that the thing called lash glue is not something that I own at the moment, so that dream was very quickly crushed. So we're not going to be having any lashes on in this look, unfortunately. But hey, in reality, the likelihood of me wearing lashes tomorrow is also very slim anyway, so I suppose this is forcing us to accept a more realistic situation where I'll likely not be wearing any eyelashes. So then, just to finish off the eyes, I guess, also because now they're going to be quite plain without any wow, and my lips are so dry. I wiped off the foundation of my lips. Anyway, to finish off the look, I'm going to go in with the same Carly Bible highlighter, the gold one, and I'll put some of this in my inner corner, just at least so even though now I just only have mascara on, that the eyes still have a little bit more pizzazz. Then I'm going to be using this chubby stick from Kelso. It's a brown colored chubby stick, and it's in the shade Birthday Suit. So I'm going to use that as like a liner of sorts, and also just to try and moisturize my lips a bit because they're deathly dry. And then the nude that I'm going to be using is from Mina, and it's this beautiful blush pink nude, and it's in the shade 503 16 in 14. So I'm just going to be applying that all over my lips to blend in with the brown that I just applied. So if you're sitting there singling impatiently, basically just not content and just being by yourself, being you and learning more about you and enjoying your own company and learning to love yourself, sis, then definitely don't be sending that DM, don't respond to that text, don't start anything new, because the likelihood of it ending just like the old thing went is very, very high. The chances of you achieving anything different in this new situation with this new person, who, mind you, as I mentioned, God forbid, is the one for you and you want to approach him incomplete, don't do it. Just don't get into it, don't start it, don't do it. Take a break, take time to breathe, don't stay triggered like me. Just man, revel in your singleness, enjoy your singleness, and find beauty in your singleness. And also, how beautiful is my hair. Wow, I'm really proud of my fro, guys. I've been growing my hair for like, what? I started growing my fro or growing my hair natural probably around July last year, July, August, because I remember around my birthday I still had the pixie. So I'd say August last year. And this is where we are now, and it hasn't even been that long, so I'm really proud of my hair. And I really like how this Aunt Jackie's flaxseed gel brought out the curls in my hair. I really love how it looks, and it just feels like it looks like a proper wash and go. I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't think any curls would pop or any curls would come out, because I've got quite very stiff 4C hair, but I feel like this worked really nicely. I think we are done with the makeup look. My hair was pretty much the way my hair was gonna stay. But I hope you guys enjoyed this chit chat. I don't know how it got to it being about singleness and relationships. However, I feel like maybe you learned a little bit. And I was just checking that there's no lipstick on my teeth because I didn't look. But I think also for me it was like a fresh reminder of how I should be treating my single season and how I should be getting to know myself better, getting to build myself more, getting to the best version of myself that I can be before I feel that I'm ready to partner with someone else, so that I don't give them an incomplete version and a broken version of myself hoping that they will fix me, but I'll rather look to the person who can actually fix me, fix my disdains, fix my wrongs, fix the things that I have challenges with, which is God, so that when I do find my partner or find my Boaz, that I'm as perfect for him as I'd hope that he'll be perfect for me. So I hope we have learned something from my video. Hope you guys enjoyed my chit chat. I said absolutely nothing about my life, ended up talking completely about relationships, but summary, everything with me generally is good. Very happy, very blessed, and just really looking forward to what the rest of my life has in store for me and what God has in store for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned a thing or two, and I will see you all in the next video. I love you all, and God ever stay blessing you. Mwah.